Have you ever wondered why some women suddenly lose interest, even when you thought everything was going perfectly? You text her, you show your feelings, you plan the dates, and still something shifts. The spark fades, and you're left asking yourself, what did I do wrong? Here's the hard truth. Many times, it's not about what you did. It's about what you said. Words have power. They can make you look strong, confident, and attractive. But the wrong words can make you look insecure, needy, or desperate. And nothing kills attraction faster than desperation. Think about it. You can dress sharp, smell great, even pay for the nicest dinner in town, but if you open your mouth and say something weak, the game ends right there. Women are wired to pick up on insecurity. They hear it in your tone, they feel it in your words, and once they sense it, they pull away. But here's the good news. You can stop this. If you know the phrases that kill attraction, you can avoid them. And when you cut them out, everything changes. Women respect you more. They chase you more. Because confidence is magnetic, and it starts with the words you choose. Part 1. Phrases that turn love into pressure. Have you ever noticed how some men think that the more they prove their love, the stronger the relationship becomes? They say things like, "Promise you'll never leave me," or "Without you, I'm nothing." On the surface, it sounds romantic. In Hollywood, it might even win applause. But in real life, these words don't create closeness. They create weight. They don't make her feel special. They make her feel trapped. Here's the hard truth. When you make a woman the entire reason for your existence, you're not loving her. You're burdening her. Imagine carrying someone's entire emotional survival on your shoulders. Every move you make, every decision comes with the pressure. Don't let him collapse. That doesn't feel like love. That feels like a contract, a cage. And cages, no matter how pretty, kill attraction. Think about it like this. Would you enjoy a job where your boss says, "If you ever quit, I'll fall apart. I won't survive"? You wouldn't feel flattered. You'd feel suffocated. Relationships work the same way. When you tie your whole existence to another person, you stop being a partner and start being a prisoner. So what's the alternative? It's not about being cold or distant. It's about balance. A Stoic man understands this. Love is not ownership. It's freedom. Instead of saying, "I can't live without you," say, "You make my life better." Instead of begging for permanence, live in a way that makes her want to stay without you having to ask. Because here's the paradox. The more you cling, the more she wants to hold on. The less you beg, the more she chooses you freely. True attraction grows in space, not in chains. Remember this, you don't need someone to complete you. You need someone to complement the life you've already built. That's the kind of love that feels light, not heavy. That's the kind of energy that keeps her choosing you again and again, not because she has to, but because she truly wants to. Part 2. Phrases that kill your identity. Some men think humility is attractive. They believe that putting themselves down or reshaping themselves to fit a woman's expectations makes them more lovable. So they say things like, "I'll change for you," or they rush into asking, "Where is this going? Way too early." Or worse, they whisper, "I need you to complete me." Here's the hard truth. Those words don't show humility. They show weakness. They tell her you don't know who you are without her. And no woman wants to carry the weight of building a man's identity from scratch. Think about it. Would you trust a leader who says, "I'll change my entire vision depending on what you want"? Of course not. You'd see him as uncertain, shaky, without direction. The same principle applies in relationships. When you tell a woman you'll change for her, or that she's the missing piece of your soul, you're not giving her love, you're giving her responsibility. And responsibility kills desire. Now, don't get it twisted. Growth is powerful, but growth must come from within, not from fear of losing someone. If you want to improve, improve because you respect yourself, because you want to be stronger, wiser, better. That's the man she'll admire, not the one who changes shape like water to fit into her glass. Here's the paradox most men miss. The more you cling, the more she slips away. But the more you stand firm in who you are, the more she leans in. She doesn't want to complete you. She wants to join you. She wants to complement a man who already knows his worth. So next time you're tempted to say, "I'll change for you," flip the script. Live in a way that makes her want to change with you. Not because you begged, but because your strength inspires her. That's not weakness. That's leadership. And leadership is magnetic. Part 3. Phrases that devalue you. Have you ever caught yourself asking, "Do you still like me?" Or maybe you've said, "You're too good for me." At first, it feels harmless. It even sounds sweet, like you're being vulnerable. But here's the hard truth. Every time you say those words, you're telling her you don't believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, why should she? Women are not attracted to men who put themselves on clearance. They don't want to feel like they're dating someone who needs constant reassurance just to breathe. When you ask, "Do you still like me?" you're not showing honesty. You're showing insecurity. And insecurity is like pouring ice water on attraction. Think about it. Imagine sitting in a job interview, and halfway through, the boss looks at you and says, "Do you think this company is good enough? Am I doing okay?" You'd lose confidence in him instantly. That's exactly how women feel when you beg for confirmation of your worth. Or take the phrase, "You're too good for me." It sounds humble, but it's really self-sabotage. Because the moment you put her on a pedestal, you're placing yourself beneath it. You're not her partner anymore. You're her servant. And no matter how kind she is, no woman is truly attracted to a man who refuses to see his own value. A Stoic man understands this. Respect begins with how you carry yourself. If you speak like you're less than, people will treat you that way. If you believe you're enough, the world starts to believe it too. So what's the alternative? Instead of asking, "Do you still like me?" assume that she does. Let her actions prove it. Instead of saying, "You're too good for me," tell her what you admire about her while standing firm in your own worth. Attraction grows when there's balance, not when one person kneels at the other's feet. Remember this, you don't win respect by begging for it. You win respect by living in a way that demands it, quietly, confidently, without apology. That's the energy that makes her lean in, not pull away.
Part 4. Phrases that destroy respect. Some men think that giving up all their power in a relationship will make a woman feel secure. They say things like, "You're the only thing that makes me happy," or "I can't make decisions without you." At first, it sounds romantic, but here's the hard truth. These words don't create closeness. They destroy respect. Why? Because the moment you tell a woman that she is your only source of happiness, you place an impossible burden on her shoulders. Suddenly, every bad day you have becomes her fault. Every decision you can't make becomes her responsibility. That's not love, that's dependency. And dependency isn't attractive. Think about it. Imagine your friend tells you, "You're the only reason I smile. Without you, I'd be miserable." At first, you might feel flattered, but after a while, you'd feel trapped. You'd realize their entire emotional balance is in your hands, and that's exhausting. A relationship built on that pressure doesn't grow, it suffocates. A Stoic man understands this. A partner should enhance your life, not become the only reason you can function. You need to walk into a relationship already full of purpose, joy, and inner strength. Then, when she adds to your life, it feels like abundance, not survival. So, what's the alternative? Instead of saying, "You're the only thing that makes me happy," tell her, "You make the good moments even better." Instead of, "I can't make decisions without you," show leadership. Make choices, take initiative, and let her trust that you can stand on your own feet. Because here's the paradox. The more independent you are, the more attractive you become. A woman doesn't want to be your crutch. She wants to be your teammate. She doesn't want to carry your weight. She wants to walk beside you while you carry your own. Remember this. Respect doesn't come from weakness. It comes from strength. The moment you stop outsourcing your happiness and take responsibility for your own life, you stop being a burden and start being a man worth following. And that's the kind of man women respect and never forget.
Let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes men make, turning curiosity into interrogation. You've probably heard it, or maybe even said it yourself. "Why didn't you text me back yet?" Or rushing too soon with, "I love you," before the bond is even built. And one of the worst, complaining that all my exes were crazy. Here's the hard truth. Every one of these lines adds pressure, and pressure kills attraction. Think about it. When you text a woman and she doesn't reply right away, what does asking, "Why didn't you text me back?" really say? It says you don't trust her, and worse, you don't trust yourself. You're begging for control. But confidence doesn't chase. Confidence waits. A man who's secure doesn't panic when the phone stays silent. He knows silence isn't rejection. It's just life. Or take the phrase, "I love you," dropped too early. In movies, it looks romantic. In reality, it looks desperate. Because real love takes time. It's built on experiences, trust, and shared moments. When you say it too soon, it doesn't sound like love. It sounds like you're rushing to lock someone down before they slip away. And nothing makes a woman run faster than feeling trapped. And then there's the crazy ex story. The moment you say, "All my exes were crazy," she's not thinking, "Wow, poor guy." She's thinking, "If every woman was crazy, maybe the problem was you." That's not maturity. That's bitterness. And bitterness doesn't attract, it repels. A Stoic man knows this. Words should create space, not tension. You don't need to demand reassurance, rush declarations, or blame the past. Instead, show patience, consistency, and presence. That's how trust grows. So what's the alternative? Instead of, "Why didn't you text me back?" send something light, playful, no pressure. Instead of, "I love you" too soon, let your actions speak until the words carry real weight. Instead of trashing your past, say simply, "It just didn't work out." That's strength. That's maturity. Remember this.
Confidence is calm. The moment you stop pressuring, you start attracting. And when you live with that energy, women don't pull away, they lean in. Part 6. Phrases that show weakness. A lot of men confuse being easygoing with being attractive. They think that constantly asking, "Just tell me what you want me to do," or declaring, "You're my whole world," shows devotion. Sometimes they even push too hard with, "Can I see you tonight, tomorrow, the next day?" On the surface, it looks like care, but here's the hard truth. It doesn't look like love. It looks like weakness. Why? Because every time you ask her to make every decision for you, you're saying, "I can't think for myself." And no woman dreams of dating a man who acts like an employee waiting for orders. She already has bosses at work. She doesn't want one at home, and she definitely doesn't want to be one for you. Or consider the phrase, "You're my whole world." It sounds romantic until she realizes you've erased everything else in your life, your friends, your passions, your mission, just to orbit around her. That's not devotion, that's dependency, and dependency suffocates. And then there's the constant availability. Can I see you tonight, tomorrow, the next day? At first, it feels flattering, but soon it feels like a subscription plan. Always there, always predictable, always chasing, and mystery gone, attraction dead. A Stoic man understands this. Strength isn't about surrendering yourself. It's about balance. Yes, listen to her, care about what she wants, but also have your own direction. Lead sometimes, surprise her, take initiative. That's what makes you magnetic. So what's the alternative? Instead of, "Tell me what you want me to do," say, "I've got an idea for us tonight." Instead of, "You're my whole world," say, "You make my world better." And instead of begging for back-to-back meetings, plan something meaningful, and then give her space to miss you. Because here's the paradox. The more you prove you can stand alone, the more she wants to stand with you. Weakness repels, initiative attracts, and the man who can balance care with confidence, that's the man she'll never get tired of choosing. Part 7. Phrases that show desperation. A Stoic man knows that true love doesn't erase your identity, it expands it. When you have your own goals, passions, and independence, a woman feels pulled toward you, not pressured by you. So what's the alternative? Instead of, "I'll do anything for you," say, "I like making your life easier." Instead of comparing yourself to another man, focus on becoming better than the man you were yesterday. And instead of confessing endless obsession, show her that she adds joy to a life that's already rich. Remember this: desperation chases women away. Confidence draws them in. A man who doesn't need validation becomes the man every woman wants validation from. Now you've seen the truth. It's not just what you do that kills attraction, it's what you say. 15 phrases, each one sounding harmless on the surface, but underneath, every single one bleeds insecurity, neediness, or desperation. And that's the fastest way to lose respect. Here's the hard truth. Women are not drawn to men who beg for approval. They're drawn to men who know their value and live it, with or without validation. Because confidence isn't about memorizing perfect lines. It's about cutting out the weak ones. It's about standing firm in who you are and letting her feel the strength of that presence. A Stoic man never says, "I need you to complete me." He says, "I enjoy spending time with you, but I'm good on my own too." That single shift changes everything. It removes pressure and replaces it with freedom. And freedom makes attraction grow. So the choice is yours. Keep using desperate words that push women away, or step into confidence and speak like the man you're meant to be. Remember, desperation repels, confidence attracts. Choose wisely.